Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Smash the like button. Hope you're all good. Hope you're all well. I hope you're all healthy. I hope you're all happy. That's the most important element. You've got to try your best to be happy in life. I'm not happy about the fact that one of my toggles is longer than the other. I need to sort that out. I don't think I can cope. I need to pull that through a bit. That's better. There we go. That was knocking me a little bit sick. Hope you're good. Smash the like button, hit the share button. We're here to talk a couple of very interesting subjects today. Mendy's move to Chelsea is growing ever closer. We're going to talk Milik to Tottenham. We're going to talk what's going on with the Thiago Silva, Genie Wijnaldum move, who knows? And then Norwegian outlet, this is how you pronounce their name. Dagbladet, over 1.5 million readers per day have claimed that Jadon Sancho has told Ole Gunnar, the main man Solskjaer, the god, the Don, that he wants to join Man United. Oh! Bitter tears from rivals. And by the way, yo, Belita in the comments. Oh, your anger, your hate is palpable. I can feel it. No. Get over it. Get over it. I mean it sincerely. Like, just get over it. I'm going to eat a grape, right? Yeah. Sour grapes. Yeah. Hang on. Wash them sour grapes down with some rival tears. Listen, do me a favor, hit that like and share button. Terry is gas. I'm just in a good mood. I'm allowed to be in a good mood, right? Come on. If you hate it, go find some sunshine in your life. As you say, I am from the future, Terry. I can sense it. Sancho is not going to United. You're from the future. Oh, what is this? You're some B-Tech Terminator, bro. You're the Shermanator, innit? From American Pie. There we go. Listen, let's delve into the Mendy news first and foremost. This is what's being said today. That Chelsea are closing in on a move for Rennes goalkeeper Edouard Mendy. With one of his teammates in France appearing to admit the exit is looming excessively large. I don't know why I put that word excessively in there, but they did. Frank Lampard wants to sign a goalkeeper after losing face in Kepa and has identified the 28-year-old Mendy as his number one target. That's an interesting turn of events because I still got this belief that Mendy's coming in as backup. But this media article today says he's going to be the number one. Chelsea fans, it's looming large. It's pending that it's happening. Is he good enough to be your number one? That's a big question. That's a genuine big question. Tottenham, Milik. I think that's how you pronounce it. What's that? Yeah. Who is he? I know Spurs fans. Same. You know what I love about these players that come out of the woodwork? Someone here said he could become Spurs' new Fernando Llorente is the article. Can you imagine? You're getting buzzed about a player that's going to be as good for you as Llorente. Yeah, I don't know who this guy is. But supposedly, the Napoli striker is close to joining. And people are going to say, Terry, you don't know nothing about football. If you knew about football, you'd know who he is. I don't watch European football. I admit it. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, show me bare Premier League fans talking about him prior till this link. Tell me. I'd actually give £100 now for someone that can come on and say the man's name, his full name. I know. What could do it? Like, hang on, let me check Google Translate. Because you don't know about this guy. He could be good, he could be bad. Who knows? What's he done as a player? Let's just have a look at him statistically. So he's what are we saying here? He's 26. He's Polish. Didn't know that until I just read it then. What else are we saying? Not bad. 11 goals last year. That's it. Yeah, someone said he was linked with us. Who's us? Man United. We're linked with everyone, bruv. I think in the last 2 years, Man United have been linked with something like 3,000 players in the media. So, yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. Someone here says Malik is a good player. He played for Ajax. Cool. I'm not saying he's a good player. I'm saying people are getting gassed about someone whose name I have never heard mentioned at all on social media. The guy's 26? I ain't heard his name in 26 years, right? Doesn't mean in Italy he's not well thought after. Doesn't mean in Poland they don't love him. Doesn't mean that he wasn't brilliant for Ajax. What I'm talking about are Premier League fans claiming to know anything about him. Anything about him. And this is how you pronounce his name.
Arkadiusz Milik.
Arkadiusz Milik. That's actually a good name. I don't care how good or bad he is to an extent. I care about people bullshitting that they know anything about him. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. They don't know nothing about it. Someone says, stop squawking, Terry. Bruv, listen, it's my voice. I squawk. If you don't like it, do one. Simple as that. So Tottenham is supposedly close to signing him. Be interested to see how good he is. Thiago update. By the way, we're going to open the Skype lines right about now. After 10 minutes or so of the show, you guys can come on. Make sure you're hitting that like and share button for me. Oh, someone said, is it pronounced Mick? Okay, cool. I don't even know. I don't even know. LFC Sunny called earlier. Yeah, you want to come on, bro? Feel free to. LFC Sunny, up for you coming on. This is what's being said. He goes, Jurgen Klopp has refused to rule out a Liverpool move for Thiago Alcantara, insisting he cannot end speculation linking Bayern Munich midfielder to Anfield. He said, if I would invent now a word that would end the speculation, I think I could become really rich. I cannot end the speculation as long as the transfer window is open. So it's all I can say about that. Yes, you could. Yes, you could. What's he talking about? If you say I don't want him, that ends it. If you tell us the truth, if you don't actually want him, and that's the truth, that ends it, bruv. The reason you can't end it is because it's true. What a weird comment from Jurgen Klopp. He says, did I mention that Thiago is a really good player a long time ago? Yes. He says it's nice to be linked with him, but that's pretty much all it really is. That means he wants him. There we go. MDN FM is calling in. MDM, what are you saying? MDM, you going to speak? Nope. MDM does not want to speak. Fair play to you. Try again another time. Skype lines are open. Josh here, the Super Chat, says, don't know a lot about Milik, but the tabloids have said that he's a good, solid backup striker at best. I wouldn't be gassed about him. Yeah, the tabloids are going to say that because they don't know either. And this is what I say to people. Everybody tries to act like they're this encyclopedia of football knowledge. Most people don't watch more than one, maybe two leagues with any real attention. I watched the Premier League pretty intensely, but even in that, I cover the top 6 teams. Over the course of a weekend, right? Once I've watched all 6 of the top 6 play, I ain't got the time to watch anything else. I watch highlights of others and I read little bits, but you can't do it. It's why most correspondents in football cover 1 or 2 teams, because you cannot cover them all with granular detail. It is impossible. So when you get these YouTubers that pretend they know everything about the Premier League, La Liga, the Championship, and the Bundesliga, they are liars. Absolute liars and charlatans. They're pulling the wool over your eyes. It's as simple and it's as straightforward as that. Ivan, welcome back to the show. What do you want to say, my friend?
Hi, Terry. How are you doing? First of all, nice show yesterday, actually, last night.
Oh, thank you.
I had a very nice watch with the guys. Impressed, really. Nice
appreciate that, bro. Thank you very, very much. What did you phone to speak about today?
Not really. I don't know. Just to call you guys and to speak general about transfers. And I want to speak about a topic that everybody keeps missing.
Go for it.
What you spoke last night, basically. Actually, you know how you say that Lampard has to win something this year and everybody are going on and on about it? Well, if you look at the transfers, both Lampard and Solskjaer have been backed with the same amount of players that improved their first team.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, I did the math several times. I looked at the players and I couldn't believe it myself. If we get Mendy, you get Sancho, it's still going to be the same amount of players that have improved the first team.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Comfortable. Like I've said, if we bring Sancho in, my expectations rise. It isn't just about the numbers; it's about the quality of player that comes in that I think is important. Because if you'd signed 7, 8 players this summer and they were all of Mendy's level or they were all Thiago Silva's age, the expectation would be very, very different. So I think that we always have to put volume versus quantity.
I did.
Okay, and that's fine. But you're asking me. So on that, then yes, like I've said all along, if Sancho comes in, my expectations for Ollie are in the same as Chelsea. However, I predict Chelsea to come 4th this season. So I actually expect Man United to finish higher than Chelsea because I think we have a better team. I think we have a better manager.
I don't agree with you that you have a better manager.
And that's cool. But there's no point debating it just because I'm not going to change my mind.
No, absolutely. Just want to say my reasoning, basically.
Go for it.
Lampard, with having like squad as he had, regardless of everything, he was the best of the worst, basically, with what he had. Manchester United did have a transfer window. They did sign Maguire, they signed Bissaka and stuff like that. It is true that now that, Lampard needs to show what he can do with us. But I think that, for example, gelling won't be a problem in Chelsea's side because we also had like 6, 7 players last year from the academy that came in and gelled without a problem. No problem. We were keeping that 4th place whole season.
And that's fine. And look, I actually think Lampard did a very good job last year, all things being equal. But then even with us having a window and you not having a window, these are the interesting elements which people want sometimes discount, not discount. You had a better team than us. Your starting point was in front of us. You finished in front of us that season. You over the last 7 years, you've been better than us. If you look at it, not individual seasons, you've been better than Man United over the last 7 years. I think most Chelsea fans would agree.
Yeah,
so the point is, so from where Ollie took, where Ollie took over from, Chelsea were in front of us. So yes, we had the window, but you have to apply context and reality to every single situation. It's a bit like a Gauss theory that we have to look at Arsenal from when Arteta came in. They're top of the form table, but yet look where they're one of the best in the form table. But then Tottenham's form table has been good since Ollie's since Jose's come in. Man United since the signing of Bruno was absolutely brilliant. They're indicators that there's been improvement, but they're not the be all and end all. And a lot of people say, Lampard's better than Ollie because they finished on similar points or the same points, whatever it may be. And Ollie had a window and Lampard didn't. But this time last summer, Chelsea fans were telling us they had a better manager and a better squad than Manchester United. So the window's irrelevant. Man United, Chelsea could have the best window in the world. And a lot of people say it's arguably the best window that a Premier League team's ever had. But no Liverpool fan thinks your squad's better than theirs. Thus, Liverpool fans should think they're going to finish in front of you. And it's relative. They could have a great window, but if your squad still isn't better than teams that are in front of you, it's a leveler. It's something to draw you closer, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to pull these things forward. And that's why I always say, like, a lot of, we didn't come up last night, but a lot of people call Ollie a PE teacher. Well, that means he's got to be finishing bottom of the pack.
I don't agree with that.
And I know you don't, but the point is, if you think Ollie's a PE teacher and a bad coach, no tactics, your expectations can't be high. But yet they are. But yet if he doesn't achieve anything, he's laughed at. Banter, I get. Real analysis, it doesn't stack up like that. Bro, Ivan, I really appreciate you coming on and having your say. Really good topic and point. We're going to move on to the Sancho story right now. Essentially, what's been said is here, Man United boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has had several conversations with Jadon Sancho and is confident the move is edging closer. According to Norwegian outlet De Bladet, I think that's how you pronounce it, who claims Sancho has told the Man United boss that he wants to join Man United exclusively. They also add that Man United have ambitions of completing a deal for the Borussia Dortmund star before their opening game of the season against Crystal Palace on the 19th. And these stories just are coming out now with such regularity. And this is a story that's been, the journalist that's published this story is also somebody that's been endorsed by a man like Jan. So Jan Fjørtoft hasn't pushed back on this story, hasn't rejected this story, hasn't said it's nonsense. He's actually quote tweeted it. He's quote tweeted the journalist of where this has sort of stemmed from originally. So it's so interesting to see that getting supported and not being rejected by someone that's considered one of the credibles. So it's a real interesting turn of events. I want to hear more from you right now. We've got another sort of 10 minutes we can do. Please phone in the show. Skype lines are open. Want to hear from you right about now. Ivan here, one of our members, it might be the same guy actually. One of our members says Dan James, Igalo, AWB, Maguire, Bruno, Van der Beek. That is 6. Yes, it is. But you've had Pulisic join, Kovacic join permanently. You've now had Werner, Ziyech, Kai Havertz, Chilwell, Thiago Silva. Who am I missing? I swear I'm missing one player from that. So that's 7 versus our 6. Who else did Chelsea sign this year? Please remind me. Please remind me. Why am I forgetting someone? Might just be them. Plus Mendy, plus maybe Rice. That could be 9 in that time period. And interestingly as well, this isn't it you, Ivan. People here say you signed Maguire, you signed Dan James, but you all said the trash. So remember, if we sign 6 and you sign 6, but people say that 5 of our 6 are trash, the expectations can't be as high as a team that they believe have signed 6 top quality players. Doesn't compute. Doesn't work like that. You know? Just simply doesn't. Nabil's phoned the show here. Nabil Akbar, welcome to the channel. What do you want to say, my friend? Oh, hang on. He weren't on. We've got Santosh. How you doing?
Hi, mate.
How you doing? What do you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to debunk the theory about the call before the Chelsea fan made.
Go for it. Debunk away. What do you want to say?
Yeah, he just said that Ole is a bad tactician. I don't agree with that. And he had a worse squad than Lampard. Although they had a transfer ban, they had Kovacic and they had Pulisic. And we hadn't had a creative midfielder last year. We've lost Alexis Sanchez to injuries. We've lost Paul Pogba. We didn't have a creative midfielder. And that has to count as it itself.
I get that. And look, like I've said already, it's looking purely at the amount of transfers that have been made versus other clubs. It isn't a good barometer because you have to put in context the quality. Like I've said already, if you claim that Maguire's a trash signing, Maguire's overrated, AWB isn't very good, Dan James is trash, Igalo is rubbish as an example, and Ollie has no tactics, Ollie can't coach. If that's what you're claiming, you can't then say the expectations for Ollie are the same as Chelsea's if you believe Chelsea's business and Chelsea's manager and Chelsea's players are superior. Those two things do not compute. They do not make sense. And we will not entertain craziness on this channel. David joins us now. David, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
Yeah, listen, I'm not trying to twist things here or make excuses. I'm simply stating that I think our purchases have been brilliant. I think our standards should be as high as Chelsea's. The point being is, though, does it make logical sense for say a Chelsea fan to say, all our signings are brilliant, most of United's are trash, our squad's better, United's is trash, our manager's better, your manager's trash, but the expectations for both clubs should be the same?
Yeah, no, Terry, if you remember yesterday when I asked Adam when he was like, if Lampard don't win the league, he gets sacked. I said, if you think that we have the best squad, then I can't argue with you because then you're like, you clearly think that we have the best squad and our manager's good enough to do so. If he had gone and said that Liverpool and City still have better squads than you, then I'd be like, you can't say that. Same thing. I feel like last year you actually did have overall you had a better squad than us. It only looked like we had a better squad because all those players that came into the squad actually proved that they were at least good enough to be Premier League quality. So at the start, we had no idea. Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount could have been absolutely awful, and we had no idea. So going into it, we were more of an unknown than United. I think we basically, like, you finished above us, yeah, but I think both seasons were about as equally as good as each other. You just had we had a better start to the season, you had a better end to the season. So recency bias suggests that you would have a better season overall than we did. I think they're about equal.
Yeah, and I think that's, if you think, and this is what I want to call people out, and I can take banter every day of the week, but like I say, if you claim United are rubbish, you can't then put the same expectations on them as you do a team that are not rubbish. Like in terms of for the individual season, you can say that the club needs to be run better. The club should be aiming for this. If you don't think they're good enough to achieve it, it doesn't, you just think about it logically. It makes no sense for your expectations to far exceed the ability that you have for somebody, you know? Like I would love to beat Usain Bolt in a race. It's not going to happen because I just know I'm not fast enough. Like, you know, I might have more. Like, I might have more money to train. I don't have more money than I could be a billionaire, right? I could have more money to train. I could have a better diet. I could have better training facilities. I could get a better coach. I could do everything, but I'm never going to beat him in a race. And you know, and if you all know I'm not good, it just doesn't make any sense to me when people say those sort of things. What do you make of the Mendy situation? Because a lot of reports today saying it's close, but they keep quoting that he's going to become your number one. He's going to become your number one.
I can see why he'd become our number one. I can see it because I feel our system needs a goalkeeper who can catch the ball and can catch the ball, reach the corners, and is above average shot stopper, which I hope from what I've seen Mendy is. He's very flappy, I agree, Terry. But like I'd rather have a flappy goalkeeper than a goalkeeper who don't get up there in the first place. I feel like Kepa's weaknesses as a goalkeeper are amplified in our system just because of the way that's how our system works. I can see why Mendy would come in and be our first choice.
Do you know, and I think that's a fair piece of analysis. By the way, everyone tuning in, we are 12 new subscribers away from 160,000. Please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button right about now, please. And there's 2,000 people watching. Hit the like button. Why are you not all hitting that damn like button? I know some of you hate me, but remember, if you hate me, more people will see it and I'll get even more hate. So you can perpetuate the hate just by hitting the like and share button. It's as simple as that. I get where you're coming from with that train of thought, mate. I think that is he a world-class goalkeeper? The answer is no, in my opinion. His shot-stopping ratio is about 15 to 20% better. That could be the difference between fifth and fourth. That could be the difference between third and second. Who knows how well you're going to click? That could be the difference between second and first. And I think you'll look at that. And at 20 odd, I think at 28 million pound is what I'm reading now. I've heard 30 million, then I heard 20 million.
And I've heard 30, 28, 20.
Yeah, it's up and down. Let's just say an average of, give it an average of say 25 million pound. I mean, it's an embarrassment that a goalkeeper worth 1/3 of Kepa could come in and do a better job. But these things happen sometimes. You know, it's we bought a player in for 18 million pound on a few tens of thousands of pounds a week in Dan James, who people hate him. But he still he's already, in my opinion, had a better career at Man United than Angel Di Maria and Sanchez put together. So sometimes these things happen. You just got to take them. You know, you got to take it on the chin.
No, he could come in and just like suit the system really well and become really good. Like, you don't know. Yeah,
and he's 28. I think that's the one thing I'd say about Mendy. He's 28 years of old. He's not going to be, an 18, 19, 20-year-old leaving his homeland, leaving his family, leaving, his creature comforts is one thing. But I think when you're 28 years of age, there's a different mindset and a different approach to these things. So, yeah, I think it will be a good bit of business for Chelsea. I think it will push him on in a nice way and everything else that goes along with it. And then the big thing, and this is, the transfer window never sleeps, essentially. It's like Las Vegas at the minute. You then move on to Declan Rice. And Fabrizio keeps pushing that, that he hasn't said it's going to happen, but he keeps saying Chelsea are then going to go hell for leather for Declan Rice. Can you see that happening?
I can see why we would do that. The only thing, again, I'm worried about similarly with Chilwell is the price. That's my thing. I don't think Rice is I think Rice is actually a pretty good player. However, I don't want to sign a pretty good player for, 80 million as West Ham want. So we'll just have to see with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's that 80 million price. I mean, if you end up with 60, 70, you're still pushing your spending in terms of base spending, not even including add-ons, to nearly 300 million pounds. Sorry, nearly 400 million. No, nearly 300 million. Nearly 300 million pounds. And then, of course, total spend on Lampard's squad is at the 400 million mark. People will pull on that, and I'm one of them, to be fair. But at the same time, as it shows great intent. Every single Liverpool fans are crying. Excuse me, I just spat a bit of grape then.
Jurgen Klopp is crying.
Yeah, well, Klopp, I mean, the stuff he's coming out with, like today, no disrespect, the guy's a great manager, but if there was a word that I can invent to stop speculation, I'd be rich. Yes, there is. Just tell us the truth. Are you interested in him or not? No. Categorically, we will not be signing him. We are not trying to woo him. Nothing. The speculation ends. He's done. But you can't do that because they want him. But what's happening is the reason it's difficult for Klopp is they could only get him if Genie leaves. And the reason they're now talking to Genie about a new deal is because they're not willing to yield to Bayern Munich's demand. And what he's worried about is Genie leaving and then them still not landing Thiago. Because then it's like, can you imagine the ultimate embarrassment? Genie goes to Barca and they don't bring in Thiago. Oh, it would be peak. It'd be peak. I'd love it. It would just be good banter because then there's a hole. Then it's like Kate has got to come in and step up now, bruv. Especially with Lallana leaving as well, you know.
The fact that Lallana would have been above Kate is still mad to me. I'm sorry. Like, I think Naby has potential to be really good, but he just hasn't shown it yet.
Yeah, he's so far in the Premier League, his body's been made of biscuits, and we know what happens to players who, you know, you've got a goalie with biscuit wrists and. Sorry, mate, go on.
I said he's similar to Loftus-Cheek. I feel like this year is like if you don't perform, you'll never do it in the Premier.
I hear that. I think there's a hell of a lot of truth in what you're saying there, mate. But listen, I appreciate you coming on, having your say as always, mate. Thank you very, very much indeed, David. We'll chat to you again soon, mate. Everyone who's tuned in this afternoon, thank you. Please smash the like button, hit the share button as well. It's very, very important to the Football Terrace that we get that done. And we'll speak to you all again very soon. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. See you in a bit.